In the serene, sun-soaked town of St. Cloud, Florida, the tranquility was shattered when 12-year-old Maddie Soto mysteriously vanished on a seemingly ordinary morning. As the search for the bright-eyed girl commenced, the dark undercurrents of her life began to surface, revealing a chilling narrative that would haunt the community forever. Maddie Soto's 13th birthday party took place on Sunday, February 25th. The celebration was hosted at a relative's house, filled with laughter, balloons, and the warmth of family. But amidst the joy and festivities, there was a notable absence. Her mother, Jen Soto, was working. It was a bittersweet moment. Maddie's mother was often busy, trying to make ends meet while Maddie's father had been out of the picture since her birth, having remarried just months later. But there was a man living in her house. Her mother's boyfriend, Stephan Sterns. Little did anyone know that the very man who had appeared jovial at the gathering would soon become a prime suspect in a horrific crime. The day after the party, tragedy struck. Maddie was expected at school, her backpack packed with books and dreams of a new year ahead. Maddie never arrived. The frantic calls to her phone went unanswered, and as the hours ticked by, panic gripped her family. Where could she be? Authorities quickly mobilized, canvassing neighborhoods, checking with friends, and combing through parks. Every lead was pursued, but as day turned to night, hope began to fade. Maddie's stepfather, Stephan Sterns, remained an enigma. Described as a man of few words, his demeanor raised eyebrows. Why had he been the last person to see Maddie? We are now seeing footage from the body camera from the officers who first responded to the call for a missing girl. We will also take a deep dive into the body language of both the mother and stepfather.
This morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
Good,
Alright, if people are still on the scene, let's put that out. Any possible location, how long?
13.
I'm trying to get there right now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Alright,
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office.
Mm-hmm.
I came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got a notice, an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay, what's her name?
Madeline. Madeline.
Madeline. Last name?
Soto. S-O-T-O.
S-O-T-O?
Yeah.
Date of birth?
February 22nd, 2011.
February 27, 2000?
22nd,
Oh, sorry, 22nd,
2011.
2011.
Just her 13th birthday.
13.
1418 Charlie 405, what's the name of the single aid?
Madeline Soto, age 13. I'm trying to get a clothing description now. What was she last seen wearing?
26 County Charlie 405, people hit my call 931, it's the same call.
Green hoodie,
Green hoodie,
white Crocs.
white Crocs,
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
black shorts? Okay. Black shorts. Alright. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where she lives. Okay.
I asked all of them.
Okay. Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
No.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I get some.
Thank you.
No problem. And what school she goes to?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Hunters Creek Middle? Alright, cool. 125. Do you have a picture of her? Can you airdrop it to me?
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture. I don't know which picture.
Looking recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I have to look at what's up. Me again. Where's your
Go ahead. That's what I'm about to grab right now. Yeah. Alright, cool, thank you.
Is this a good enough picture, or do you need a whole body
that's
picture?
perfect.
Okay. How do I airdrop? I don't know how to do it.
I got you. Okay, where's the photo? Right there.
It's on WhatsApp.
That's fine. Let me see.
I saved it to my photos, so you could go.
You saved it to your photos?
Yeah, we could just
Perfect.
go straight to the photos. She does, but she left it at home today. I have it.
You have it.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay, how about, does she have like Apple Watch?
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
A school laptop? Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be. It should be.
If the Wi-Fi is turned on, it'll try to connect to any Wi-Fi. So if I like circle here,
It connects to any USB.
Well, does she not have a history of running away or anything?
Never.
She was hanging out last time kind of?
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she couldn't barely just find his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing, she's in the face.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Okay. Did she ever go to school though?
No, we called
She
school.
was walking in that direction, she was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
Okay.
What was the last thing you asked?
If she ever went to school, I think that's what it was.
So I got confirmation from the school that she never made it. They sent me an email saying she didn't make it. But I also spoke to her, or emailed one of her teachers directly, and he looked at all her attendance for all her periods and told me she didn't make it at all today.
Okay.
Say it again? No, she's supposed to have a book bag. She was supposed to go to school, but didn't go to school today. Yeah, it said negative on that hit at the park. So.
Reference a 21 to a vehicle. Pursuing local, reference a 21 to a vehicle.
I think
Going
black
to be
shorts.
an unknown male, gray hoodie, black pants, black ski mask, black gloves. No further information. 1064, 1946.
And when was the last time you seen her? Do you know around what time?
Around 8:30, 8:40 when we dropped her off.
How tall is she?
5'1",
Weight?
110 pounds,
About 110, 112.
Hair color?
blonde.
Blonde, like a dirty blonde.
Like a dirty blonde?
Yeah.
Okay. Eye color?
Blue.
Does she have any markings on her, like any scars or anything like that?
There's a distinctive beauty mark on her face here.
On her face?
On the face, like below the nose or near the nose?
Yeah, like right in that area there. It's very distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it. Big.
Any other scars or anything like that we should know about?
Scars?
No?
Tattoo?
Tattoo?
You'd be surprised. Did you put out the description?
I put the top part out. I didn't get the rest of that stuff yet, so I can put it out.
County 3042. Updated 14. 78. White female.
Can I just see that phone?
Black shorts, white conscious socks, possibly 519. Blonde, dirty blonde hair. Blue eyes. Has a beauty mark under the nose. Yeah.
I'm getting a random 407 number. Okay. Hello? Yes? Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Councilman Plaza.
No, currently the police officer's here right now.
Yes, they're getting the
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find her
paperwork.
anything.
Does she have any social media or anything like that?
She has Instagram.
Right here.
OBT Stephan
Private.
1948.
Just family,
Thank you
cousins.
so much, I
friends.
definitely appreciate it.
Right here.
That's her profile?
Yeah.
Little piggy.
She also has a YouTube page.
Okay. Any Snapchat or?
Games, right? No. She
Let me get
plays
that.
games.
Green hoodie,
Green hoodie,
white Crocs.
white Crocs,
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
black shorts.
All right, Bruce, what are you picking up here? Is they're just giving some of the basic information?
Yeah. So let's go back to when they first came in, the officer first came in. What's the first thing that Stephan did? He takes a big swig of water. Okay, that's a limbic brain response. Most of the ancient lie detector tests are based on your saliva, your dry mouth. So then he reaches back and he puts the water bottle behind him, and he comes up and he starts to put his hands in his pockets. But then he changes his mind and he crosses his arms. We call that torso blocking. Okay, so when people are feeling threatened, they'll torso block. Your limbic brain, which is your fight, flight, or freeze brain, has a vested interest in protecting these organs. So as soon as he does that, now it doesn't always mean it's a closed stance. It depends on the circumstances and the context of when it's happening. But then he uncrosses his hand and he touches his forehead. Again, it's a limbic brain response. It's a pacifier. So he wants to run or fight, but he can't. So he's got to calm himself down. So then mom answers the phone and hands it to him. So he takes his hand and he takes his thumb and puts his thumb in his pocket. So most people, when they put their hands in their pocket, they either put the whole hand in, right, or they'll leave the thumb out. So hiding your thumbs is a great sign of lack of confidence. So he talks on the phone a little bit, hands the phone back to her, and he immediately goes back into the closed stance and again touches his head, touches his forehead. So these are limbic brain responses, that it's a fight, flight, or freeze response. So those are great clues. I have to agree with the other people in the beginning that there's almost an eerie calm here. So I look at mom's bobbing back and forth. She's got the exaggerated sway back and forth, but she's pretty much repeating what she's been told. So I didn't see too much on her. There was some emotion on her face. She had some forehead, some tension in the forehead as she was talking also.
Okay, I've got a second clip. In this one, they get into more of the details of the actual story. Let's watch that one.
She got dropped off. She was like, so she couldn't barely find his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing. She's in the face.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
Did she ever go to school?
No, we called
She
school.
was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
Bruce, are you picking up anything in just the dynamic between the two?
Yeah, so she's explaining to the officer what's going on, and he steps over her from behind. Now, he doesn't have his hands crossed here because she's in front of him. It's like standing in front of a podium, right? She's blocking for him. So he adds that in there, like she's going through a phase. So he's kind of minimizing it. He doesn't use the word just to minimize it, but he goes, she's going through a phase. And he talks about dropping her off about a half a mile away. Well, that's a long ways, but okay, maybe he did. Obviously he didn't know. So he says, and then he starts talking about what happened. And one time he says, he's talking about how she was rifling through her backpack and then she stammers away. I think that's the word he used. And then he goes, So he uses the word or the phrase for the very first time in all the body cam clips. So has two meanings, unless it's his baseline, has two meanings. One of them is he's trying to monopolize the conversation, and the other one he doesn't know a whole lot about it. So he's trying to convince us, that she was stumbling through her backpack, and then he adds something at the end, it's unnecessary language. It looked the same as any other time. So what he's saying is that every other time she stumbles through her backpack, and he kind of acts like she was walking, you know, like that imitates her. So I found that very odd, that he was trying to convince us because he uses the phrase, you know, and he says, just like every other time. So every other time she is going through her backpack looking for her headphones.
Yeah.
Lots of deception there.
Final one, and this time, they talk about the last time they saw her, but there's also a moment where I think people laugh a little bit. Let's take a look at that.
And when was the last time you seen her? Do you know around what time?
Around 8:30, 8:40 when we dropped her off.
How tall is she?
5'1".
Yeah.
Weight?
110 pounds.
110, 112.
Hair color?
Blonde.
Blonde, like a dirty blonde.
Like a dirty blonde?
Yeah.
Okay. Eye color?
Blue.
Does she have any markings on her, like any scars or
She
anything
has
like that?
a distinctive beauty mark on her face
On
here.
her face.
On the face, like below the nose or near the nose?
Yeah, like right in that area there. It's very distinctive. You'd know it if you saw it. Big.
Any other scars or anything like that? We should know.
Scars?
No.
Tattoo?
Tattoos? No.
You'd be surprised.
Okay, let's begin with the laughter in this moment. Was it nervous laughter? What are you getting from that?
So I thought that was very odd. I wouldn't be laughing if my daughter was missing. One of the things that one of the clues of communication, channels of communication, is the voice. So it's the pitch, the tone, the volume, the inflection, and the flow. And sometimes his volume goes way down. So when he's describing certain things about her, his volume comes up to his level. But then when he's talking about, especially when he says dirty blonde, his mouth opens up. It's the only time it happened in the whole body cam. He goes dirty blonde and his mouth opens up. I don't know why that happened, but we look for consistencies and inconsistencies. So then about the tattoos, yeah, everybody started laughing. I thought that was very odd. I do agree that when the principal called, there was no response to him. I think about you as being a parent. You know, if a phone call comes and your wife starts talking about it, you're like, did they find her? Did they find her? There was no reaction from him at all.
Zippo, much like Scott Peterson.
In the upcoming interview, Jen Soto's emotional expression continues to stand out as unusual. Her body language reveals clear signs of anxiety, such as shaking, yet her voice remains oddly calm and composed, creating a striking contrast between her physical agitation and the calmness in her speech. What makes her demeanor even more perplexing is the moment when a parrot starts making noise in the background, and Jen is seen smiling. In such a grave situation, this lighthearted reaction feels out of place. Meanwhile, Stephan Sterns adds to the confusion by wiping his eyes without any visible tears. His vague, non-detailed responses starkly contrast with Jen's direct answers, further complicating the overall perception of their emotional state during the interview. This combination of odd behaviors, Jen's calm yet anxious presentation, her smile, and Stephan's tearless eye wiping, raises questions about the authenticity of their responses to the situation.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it. Yeah.
What has the school said? Have you given in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras that's too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not at all.
To just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives don't have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working. But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
13?
She's 13 years old, yes.
13, Madeline?
Madeline.
What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, you have a lot is going on in your brain.
So much.
To bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one week and maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check where if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it. That's about it.
And you said this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We are desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up, and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with. Any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, to take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get, but like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no, Tom? I think that was everything. All right, the first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephan Sterns, Stephan Sterns.
All right, so Stephan, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be. And we're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, but it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all along the communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage, and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, language, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had a 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is... Sorry. It's hard.
I know you're fine. No need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any, like, agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. Day started off like any other. I just want to wake up and just get hit with waves of the reality. Just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart because we knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. Just conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want our baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Investigators turned their attention to Stephan, who had reportedly dropped Maddie off at school the morning she disappeared. However, inconsistencies in his story quickly surfaced. A search of his home revealed alarming clues, especially when Stephan nervously questioned officers about seizing his phone, which he had reset twice on the day Maddie vanished. As detectives dug deeper, Stephan's digital history raised red flags, uncovering disturbing behavior that contradicted his outward appearance. Suspicion intensified when a search of a dumpster near his apartment turned up a backpack with a single white crock and a computer registered to Maddie, confirming she never reached school that day. A press conference soon delivered the heartbreaking news. We are now confident Maddie is deceased. Surveillance footage further implicated Stephan, showing him driving in circles, parking at a Holiday Inn, and moving what appeared to be a lifeless body. Days later, deputies recovered Maddie's body in a wooded area in Osceola County, solidifying Stephan as the prime suspect. Newly released documents reveal that Stephan Sterns, accused of murdering 13-year-old Madeline Soto in Osceola County, had conducted suspicious internet searches related to a powerful anesthetic drug before her death. Sterns, who is dating Madeline's mother, Jennifer Soto, is also under scrutiny for his behavior toward the teen over the years. A supplemental case report from the Kissimmee Police Department includes interviews and gathered evidence. Investigators discovered that Sterns had searched for sevoflurane, a volatile anesthetic used in surgeries that can induce hypnosis, amnesia, and muscle paralysis. Detectives noted the strange use of search terms like show up in drug test, despite no apparent reason for such concern. In a surprising twist, it was revealed that Jennifer Soto hired a lawyer for Sterns following his arrest. Additionally, an audio recording surfaced in which Jennifer was heard comparing Sterns to Woody Allen, seemingly defending him in the context of the accusations. As the case progresses and more evidence is brought to light, Sterns is currently awaiting trial, where he will face charges related to both Madeline's death and the disturbing revelations surrounding his behavior.
The detectives asked Sterns about something that's really boggled the mind of many people following this case: the sleeping arrangements in the home.
What are the sleeping arrangements?
He sleeps in her.
Okay. Did she sleep in her bed Sunday night?
No. I was just back. I'd been away for a couple months. We in the same bed together, so we get some serious sleep. So she said no to that and suggested that the guest room upstairs had a big enough bed. So some snuggle, cuddle time that would suffice, and Jen would get to sleep in peace.
Okay. So you say snuggle time. What does that mean?
Like to be alone. She is extremely dependent. She does not like to be alone at all. She needs human presence around her.
Gotcha.
And I said, you guys, I need a good night's sleep. I need to take my meds. I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom so that I could get a good night's sleep. Suggested that we all sleep together in the same bed together. I'm like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, we need to call your dad, and I think we need to get you a lawyer. I feel like they're focusing on the wrong person, and he kept saying the same thing. He kept repeating what I was repeating, that they're focusing on the wrong person. They're wasting time there.
How did he feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
He didn't believe me. Like, when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They know something, or there's something, like, they know something. Something's happening. They wouldn't be locking down the house this way if they didn't have suspicions of something. But I wasn't thinking, I don't know why I wasn't thinking him. Like, I was just like, no, they've got the wrong guy.
The detectives
have showed you their hand. They said, Stephan, we want your phone. Stephan, we want to talk to you. We're going to lock down your residence. You can't go back inside. Me? I don't care if it's the love of my life sitting next to me. I don't care if it's maternal grandma. If the police come and take my mom's phone and my son's disappearance, I'm not going to offer my mom a lawyer. That's nuts to me. That to me shows you prioritizing Stephan. Because at that point, you became more worried about him being falsely accused than any. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Whether or not that's what you felt, does that make sense? People having lawyers is their constitutional right. That is a thing that everybody is afforded. But for somebody who's going through what you are going through, to offer him a lawyer leads me to believe that there may have been a conversation, there may have been knowledge, or there may have been some inclination that you had, whether it be his involvement, her location, or something to where in your mind there's guilt.
want me to. Like,
because you offering him a lawyer is very weird.
I know. That was still me under the assumption that, I think at one point you guys interviewed me, and when you guys showed me the picture of her, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, no, what if he did this stuff, fine, but what if she's still missing out there? What if somebody took her? I still wanted to believe I believed him. I believed his whole story. It wasn't until June that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepover started.
Okay.
And I kept telling her no. I'm not comfortable with that. But eventually at some point, like, we really want to watch, I forgot what movie it was. They really wanted to watch something and I was really tired. And I said, okay, fine. Go ahead, but this can't happen often. And yeah, I allowed her to go upstairs and sleep with him. But honestly, I think I can count on one hand how many times that's happened, and it hasn't been many times that I've allowed her to have a supper party with him, to be alone in a bed with him. I'm usually around all the time.
Actually, she didn't overdose. She didn't have a heart attack. We circled murder on Monday. Something had to cause that. He's been having unrestricted sexual activity for a long time. He's getting what he wants from her, probably from you, and who knows whoever else, right? So it's not like he woke up or went to bed Sunday and he was like, you know what? I'm done with this, but I'm going to kill her. Something happened. People don't just wake up and like, you know what? They leave people, they break up with people, but usually things cause people to snap. Now what? You know what? And I'm in trouble, or I feel like I'm gonna, or him being out. We can go even worse. She's pregnant.
That's what questions last night led me to believe when we started talking about her period.
I was told that her and her friend, and granted, I'm male, never had a period, but that somebody found it weird that they were no longer on the same cycle. Could be different because she's a teenage girl. Could be that she missed her period. Have you ever found a pregnancy test at home that wasn't yours?
I have two underneath the bathroom sink, but I haven't seen if they're still there.